trying to keep him a little bit more engaged.
Every time I try to put it lower, he raises it higher. But he'll get it.
He will. This is part of the warm-up, right? And so because he's being so nice and fluid, we're going to keep asking him to get a little bit better every time. There you go. So that as we're warming up, we want him to start to listen to our adjustments. I don't want him to be fragile in that if we start asking the neck to come down, everything goes apart, right? It's okay if he makes a mistake because we are going to get him to give. There you go, inside leg, squeezing him down.
Starts bracing right there, like he knows I'm going to ask for it.
Yep. There you go. So already right here, start pushing him towards the outside, tickling his neck down. Think steady outside rein, little tickle give, tickle give. Be sure you always have a little bit of contact though. So it's not all on or all off.
All right, let's try the other way a little bit. He seems really rough on this side.
I don't know. If this is really rough, he's come a long way. And I don't mind if he makes mistakes. We're always working for that little bit of improvement.
Yeah, I understand that, but he's much better to shoulder in than that. He's been doing shoulder in for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I've been paying for him for a year and a half.
Yes, and we've been slowly raising our expectations for a year and a half. So he's really starting to get together, right? So now we're able to nitpick about the little things, like where is he putting his rib cage, right? Where is he putting his outside shoulder? There you go, trying to look.
The biggest things we've learned over the year and a half is the way to come out of what you're teaching and do a circle.
Do a circle regroup, right? Because we all need a regroup moment, people and horses. So make sure there's more weight on your outside than your inside. We don't want to pull him off the rail and the shoulder in, because he would very much, that was nice, very much like to lean into you if you pull, right?
Right.
So we want to think he's pushing into the outside contact and yielding to the inside with soft little touches. So it's touch give. I quite like this trot right there. So when his head comes up, think about moving his rib cage, because those two are connected for him. When he brings that head up, he likes to stiffen his ribs against you. So if you can get the ribs, the head will come down. There you go. That's it. Better, better. Now we have the rib cage softer against us.
I'm not doing the tickle, 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 doing yank, yank, yank right now.
But sometimes that's how we warm up, right? We ask quietly at first and then we make a difference. Like this I quite like. Slow the tempo, just half a beat a minute. There you go. Like he's waiting a little bit between footsteps. He tends to rush just a bit when it gets hard. And this is, again, not just him, it's all horses. They tend to rush when it gets hard. So they're like, if I hurry and finish, I, don't have to carry myself as nicely. There you go. So when you finish your circle, the first step of your next circle is also the first step of your shoulder in. Ah, that was smooth. So open your chest to the inside, step down your inside stirrup a little bit more.
I turn my hips to the outside, my chest to the inside, right?
Yes. Your hips should stay straight, not to the outside.
Well, yeah. It's
Yeah. And your chest comes in, like you're rotating your rib cage around your spine. It is possible. So the reason I like to say we rotate the rib cage is that makes us move our entire chest together, not just one shoulder blade. People are very, very good about using the wrong parts of our bodies. There you go. Good, right there. And then just a little inside leg to see if you can squish his ribs to the out. Yes, right there. Good with his ribs. Did you feel the movement? Like that little change in his balance. Excellent. All right, let's change direction. I want to see this the hard way now. Good. So to this direction, we know he likes to push his ribs to the left. So we're going to get our weight a little bit heavier down our left stirrup. opening our chest to the inside. And almost, yeah, there you go. Good with your left weight. Do you feel that extra weight down your left stirrup? And he's like, oh my God, I can't lean against him. But you really fixed his rib cage for the first half of that. And then he got a little up and against you, which is okay, because I'd rather see him do half of it correct than none of it correct. All right, and so today is all about moving his rib cage.
Sorry, I had to fantasize about going fishing in my brain for a second.
I don't know, it feels like that'd be awfully cold.
Well, you can put layers on.
There you go, heavy down your inside leg to really, there you go, good with his ribs. Did you feel how that made him give?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yes, 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 and then it finished really nicely. A little bit of praise for that. Oh, good boy. All right, so when you're ready, we're going to pick up our canter, and we're going to do this at the canter as our warm-up. I'm going to get into our canter work early. Think about squishing his ribs to the outside with your heavy inside aids. There you go. So it's not necessarily that we're kicking his ribs to the outside, it's that we're sitting heavy down the inside of his rib cage, so he has to move away from us. There you go, so sitting heavy down the inside stirrup, almost as if you're going to get off the horse and jump towards the middle of the arena. Don't actually do that, because I will not catch you. There you go. Good, and then let's see a baby shoulder in down the long side. Heavy weight down the inside. Be careful your outside thigh isn't trying to keep you in the saddle. So it ended really well. So from the mounting block to the corner was nice and soft. I mean, maybe not soft, but softer, right? Long, heavy, heavy, heavy on the inside seat bone, inside leg. All right, like you're really going to sit off the inside of his rib cage, so he has to yield. There you go, regroup, get a nice trot, and then ask again. Back up into our canter. Good. That's so lovely and willing. So opening your inside rein, sitting nice and deep and heavy on that inside seat bone. There you go. Yeah, even if he gets quick, that's okay. Good, let's do a big circle down here. Then we are going to change rein across the diagonal, changing our lead through the trot. Good circle. Now thinking nice, straight diagonal, changing your lead through the trot. There you go. Picking up that right lead when you're ready. I am actually going to move this jump because it's going to be in my way. See that right lead? Good job. That was nicer. A little bit up through the neck, but better with his legs. So when you're ready, we're going to do our shoulder in. Because this is his harder side, don't worry about so much angle. Think you're going to get real heavy down your right leg as if you're going to get off the horse to the right. We're just pushing his ribs. There, yes, yes. Oh, I like that. Just pushing his ribs to the outside. And he's not going to be strong enough to hold it for all 15 steps. Good. See, this is a nice little right lead. And that little thought of his shoulder in. We don't want too much angle. There you go. Step down the inside. Good. One more, just like that. Because I do like how he's moving his ribs away from your heavy seat box.
It's actually doing better.
Yeah, he's really got the balance to this side, which I like. All right.
Just needed an extra warm-up today.
Don't we all? All right, so let's do that shoulder in, and then off the next side, we're going to change rein across the diagonal, maintaining the right lead to do a figure 8 in the counter canter, and then back to true. There you go. So keep him looking slightly right. Keep your weight right. Keep your right shoulder a hair forward. Feel your right hip moving his shoulders left. Try not to run over Karen. I'm sure she charges extra for that too. Good, there. Oh, I like that. Excellent. 20-meter circle. And then when you're ready, down to the trot and let him stretch. He says, oh my goodness. So keep pushing those ribs to the outside, his ribs to the outside. Asking him to stretch just a little bit lower. There you go. And then when you're ready, down to the walk. So did you feel how his counter canter was actually better than his true canter?
I don't know if it was better, but
It was.
A whole lot better than last week.
It was way better than his true canter. He kept his hind legs further underneath him. So because the counter canter's hard for him, he had to try harder and give you a more correct canter, as opposed to the true canter where he's like, okay, I know how to lean against you here. So your counter canter was really, really nice. And then the true canter lost his hind end just a hair, but nothing that I'm, going to be too picky about today. But I really did like that counter canter. Oh.
Don't lose too many points today.
Ah. There's lots of ways to lose points in the counter canter, so we're not going to get hung up on all of them. Okay, so we're going to do that to the left before we make it harder. Aha. So we're going to pick up the left lead, 20-meter circle, then change rein across the diagonal, nice big loop, and then back to true. So true canter, counter canter, true canter.
Okay.
So when we do our counter canter, he has to stay looking slightly in the direction of the lead.
Right.
Right? Yeah. Otherwise, he tends to get a little bit heavy over his shoulders. There you go. So think rocking your shoulder blades down, tightening your core, sitting heavy down your left seat bone so that his ribs have to wrap around you. Let's try it again. He says it's just so hard, and it is. This is legitimately difficult. I understand that. you go. Staying down your left seat bone. Keep him looking slightly left. Feel your left hip coming forward. Lovely. That's it. Keep him looking slightly left. Good. One more. Try to keep your weight down the inside seat bone, the left seat bone.
You want another?
Yes, one more, please. But try to keep that positioning to the left, even in the true canter. There you go. It makes his hind legs carry more of his body weight that way.
Right.
And he doesn't like it, but you know, he doesn't have to like it, he just has to do it. There you go. Keeping that positioning. I think my left hip comes forward to move him to the right. There you go. Keep the positioning, keep the positioning. He says that was so hard. But your canter to trot, did you feel how nice that was? Because he did keep his hind legs dug under. He just couldn't carry it all the way through that corner. Let's try that one more time. That was nice. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't perfect, but he's getting so much more self-carriage, right? Where he's able to hold himself upright. And even though he gets a little stressy after that final turn and loses the gait, that's way better than trying to bolt through you or losing the balance. Anytime we try to make some big changes in their balance like this, he's going to make mistakes. And that's okay, as long as the mistakes are better and better every time. So keep that positioning. All right, that's what's going to be what stresses him to get better. And that's okay to be a little stressed. Stay tall, stay tall. There you go. Oh, that's so nice. When you look at this picture right here, you're going to be like, that is a dressage horse. And then when you're ready, down to your trot. Make his shoulders stay up. There you go, and stretching him down. So when you ask for the trot, be ready to post on the first step. He says,
I thought you meant for when he's ready for the trot.
No. He says, I've been working so hard. Nice. That one was nicer. Do you feel how engaged he stayed all the way through his body until right here? And then he says, are you sure we have to keep going? The answer is yes. Oh, look how nice that is. Give him a big pat.
Hard work, huh, Voltaro?
It is, but can you feel the change in the canter?
Yeah,
It's really nice.
The counter canter is 100% better than last week, and we didn't do anything this week.
It's really nice, and you're able to hold him in a better positioning so that he stays more engaged. And then he lost it because he's like, I can't do this anymore. But he didn't deteriorate and get all, you know, marionette doll-like. He just took a few trot steps. All right, so let's walk him for a second, and then we're going to make it harder. I was just admiring his little hawk action right there. All right, so when you're ready, what we are going to do is that same figure eight exercise, but instead of going canter, counter, canter, we are going to change our lead through the trot over the center line. And our goal is to be able to do this in 5 to 7 steps. So it's going to be true canter, 5 steps of trot, counter canter. Is our goal.
So we're not actually changing leads.
We are. It's true canter, 5 steps, true canter.
Oh, true canter.
Sorry, I might have said counter canter, but I meant true canter. So it is a change of lead. But we want that nice, balanced trot step, like that last transition you had, right?
Right.
And so this is going to be asking things from him a little bit quicker.
We're gonna want
Hopefully.
that nice departure.
Yes, and we want everything to be lovely and smooth and balanced. Which one? He's just jealous of how good Taro's doing today. See, I like this canter a lot. There you go. So staying nice and tall through your helmet. That's it. One, two, three, four. Yes, there you go. So try to keep the positioning to the new lead. That's just adding a level of difficulty that he's going to say, whoa, I don't know if I worked that hard. Good, let's see that again.
We used to do figure eights when he was a cowboy.
Good, so I want him to stay a little bit further down on his hocks. When you do your trot transition, imagine he's trotting up a staircase so that he has to sit a little bit better to help keep himself a little more active. All right, because we're going to be pickier about how he does it because he does know the exercise.
Whoa.
That was a little bit jarring. There you go. Just ask again. And he is going to say that you're not allowed to have the level of influence that we're trying to get over him. There you go. Think about it. That was really nice. You feel how the shoulders stayed up in front of you? Yeah, that's the goal, that the shoulders are nice and tall so that the hind legs keep working. Shoulders up, haunches down. There you go, wrong details. Nice trot there, though. Yeah, so this is a big test. Can they go from bending straight to bending while changing gears?
Yeah.
Right? And so it's not just that he can get to the other lead, now it's how he can get to the other lead.
And I know what we're going to be doing all week.
And
too, with
yeah,
these things.
because when he does it right, like right there is so nice. Try to keep the positioning to the lead.
Well, unfortunately there he did the bouncing into the canter, but it's all right.
Right, and we're going to...
I think a week of this and he'll be...
Yeah, we're going to pick our battles on that one. So I'd rather he does that little bounce into the canter while keeping the hind legs engaged than if he gets a... That was nice, keep the bend. Then if he gets too big in his trot and then he, is stiff through the transition. So it's a little bit of finding that happy medium between perfect and what we're willing to accept. There you go. So really get picky about the bend, bend, bend. There you go, right there. Because that's one of his biggest tells to if he's going to be soft is whether or not he has any bend. And this is just slowly making him carry more weight on his haunches. Nice, nice, nice. New bend, and up. We lost that one. There you go. So you can feel how hard it is for him to keep the bend and pick up that right lead.
Yeah.
So we're just slowly going to expect more every time we do this. But it's a really good strain on his hind legs that he has to carry everything in a nice soft uphill way instead of kind of picking and choosing his own adventure. There, there, there. Good, good canter. Oh, I like that a lot. Now get your bend and up. There you go, good. Even if he makes a mistake. So as he gets more proficient, I love the right to the left. Right to left is very good. As he gets more proficient at this, you're going to turn this from a figure 8 into a 3-loop serpentine, doing your trot, well, change through the trot over the center lines. I know, it makes it harder, Taro. Good. Trying to keep the bend. So because he wants to get away from you going back to the right, because he's starting to get tired, it's okay if you make that right circle a lot smaller. Better bend to the left. All right, it's okay to expect more from him to one side than the other. There you go, and then think a smaller circle to the right. 1, 2, new leap. There you go. So getting his nose to lead the way. I know he's looking at his new friends outside. He's got all day to spend with them. There we go. I think we're running out of gas.
Try one more.
One more, please. I love this canter right here. Is really, really nice. Just staying up for your trot. Now get your bend. There you go. Good job. I'm getting a little picky about the bend. And then when you're ready, all the way down to the walk. Whew, and big pet for him. So, the way we're expecting him to do this is much harder than if we were introducing the concept, right? Because we want him to do this like a second or a third level horse would, instead of like a first level horse or training level horse. And so as you school this, and you can do this on a figure 8, you can do this on a 3-loop serpentine, you can do this on lots of different figures. But the more we practice that canter to really nice trot to canter, the stronger he's going to get behind and the easier this stuff is going to become.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not going to start there, but you know.
Yeah.
But the fact that he can do this now without throwing his shoulders is really nice.
Yeah, he's gotten, I mean, we used to do those like a year ago.
Yeah. They weren't like this.
Right.
Right? This was nice. Like,
much better.
This is balanced and not quite effortless, but moving towards effortless, right? Where he was getting the balance and the bending and the giving without becoming a cannonball in the canter afterwards.
And I think if I can get out here regularly and do that with him, I think he can't help it improve.
Exactly. And the canter to trot to canter is really good for their lower back SI joints. And that's where he does tend to sway a little bit. Not that it's sway backed or anything. But to get that next degree of tucking with their haunches, all of these transitions are just imperative, right? Yep. So he learns to keep those shoulders up. That's his favorite thing, is to do that cow horse drop through the chest.
Well, we did cow horse drop for a couple of years, a few years.
Yep. And that's okay to have that. We just need to train them. There's other ways to use their bodies too. Which is all okay. And he's doing a good job picking up those shoulders.